I got my style. I got my style. And it's alright.
Right guys, believe it or not, when I started this it was pouring down with rain, and the day was pretty much a write-off. I had planned on going sailing, but yeah, like I said, it was pretty poor weather, so I've had this ball of paracord for a couple of months now to whip the helm, so I thought I'd go on with it. The thing is, the weather's now changed and it's perfect sailing conditions, and I can't go anywhere because I'm halfway through whipping the wheel. So I thought I'd share what I'm doing. Now, I'm no expert by any means. I'm sort of making it up as I go along. I've watched a couple of YouTube channels that did it. Yeah, there's no rules to this. You just do it how you want, and whatever you're happy with. I'm finding getting around the spindles quite difficult, but I'm getting there. I'm happy with the end result. So yeah, I thought I'd share what I'm doing. Whatever knot you start with is the knot you want to do all the way around. So if you're going that way through, then you do that all the way around. If you're going this way through, you do it all the way around. So that's the rope. Just come out of the knot. It's just laying there like that. And all I'm going to do is take the rope, put it through there and pull it. Just a simple little knot. And then just pull that tight. Simple as that. Pull it through. This absolutely kills your hands. And then I'm measuring it by 2 fingers. So if it's not quite there, then you wind it back a bit, and it's there. So and then you'd think pulling it that way, so like almost tightening the knot, it's going to pull it together. It doesn't. You sort of slacken it off a little bit, and it bunches it up, and it gets a really neat line on it and a neat knot. So yeah, so I must be what, 2 hours into this, and I'm not quite halfway yet. So don't pick a good day that you want to go sailing, because once you start you can't stop. You don't want to cut it off and start again. That's just a weak point where it's going to break later and unravel. I started at the top of my helm because I'm going to put like a, I don't know what they call it, I'm going to call it a monkey's fist knot over the top of it, which is going to tidy it all up, and that'll also tell me where my centre of my helm is, my rudder. So yeah, so that'll be my next knot on there. But for now, I'm just doing this. And believe me, I'm not going to let you guys sit there and watch me do this. It'll drive you flipping nuts, and you'll turn off within about 30 seconds if you haven't turned off already. Don't want to get your string, don't let it get too long, so wind it back up every now and again, otherwise just get some unruly. Clean hands, obviously. You don't have to put it too tight, you don't need to put pliers on it or anything like that. Just get it tight enough and then bunch it back up. What you will find is once you've gone right the way around your knot, you get like an extra loop in your string. So you got one there now. You don't want it there, you want it there. So you go through it. Put it together. Like that. I gotta say, it's nice when this is the jobs you gotta do now. You know, you're not doing electrics, you're not doing painting, anti-foul, all that sort of stuff. You know, you're on the cosmetics, you're making your wheel nicer in the hand. Because I must admit, in the UK, stainless steel is blooming cold on the hands. So yeah, it's worth. There you go. See, I had a knot in there. There you go. So yeah, you just this will be a lot nicer on the hands. Where's that taking up? It does hold itself really well. I just bought this stuff off eBay. It's 3mm blue paracord. That's it. That's what it is. Again, there's no real rules to. You can get thinner stuff. Obviously, you're gonna have to. It's gonna take you longer to get all the way around because you have to put more knots in because it's thinner. I like this. I like the thickness that the wheels become. Extra 6mm, because obviously 3 other side makes 6. It just makes the wheel a bit more easier on the hands, I think. So yeah, I'm liking it so far. I've also put the heating system on the boat now. The last video you saw was us purchasing. We went with the Eberspacher simply because they know the boat, they know the Moody's. I spoke to the main man there over the phone a few times, and he filled me with a lot of confidence on how easy it is to fit. The other guys was saying that we could fit it all the way up into the V berth and all that lot. You can't, not easily, especially on the older Moody's, because we've got no anything under the floor. There's no space, and if you start digging big holes into your main structure, you're weakening it. So you don't want to do that. You want to keep everything as close to your heating system as possible. And when I walk you guys round, you're going to see where the heater is and how short my pipes are. That means then you've got less heat getting lost between the heating system and where it's going. I've got a heater in the bathroom. I've got a heater in the head, or whatever you want to call it. I've got a heater in the saloon, and I've got a heater in the aft cabin. I'm not sure if you're going to see this too well, but I'm going to do my best to point out what I've done here. We're down in the, I call it the garage, but in the locker on the port side. There's only one on here. The starboard side is a walk through into the aft cabin. I fitted my Edelbrook, no, it's the D4 Eberspacher. I'll put a thing on. I can never pronounce it. Heating system. Yes, you can do it yourself. It took me 2 days to do this, and you need to have a lot of courage because you're drilling lots of holes in your boat. So I'll talk you through it. This is the actual heating system here. This is the air intake for your hot air. That is going through my engine room and out into the walk through into the aft cabin and where the galley is. That way I'm trying to get air to circulate around. This is the hot air, so that's like cold air in, hot air out, goes down here, then breaks here into that one, which then goes that way. That is going to the aft cabin to keep the aft cabin nice and warm. It then continues down here, breaks off here. This one then goes into the head or the bathroom, so it's also a wet room, so you can get all your clothes nice and dry in there. And then this one is the one that goes through into the main salon and keeps the saloon very warm. This here is my air intake for the combustion chamber. This is the exhaust for the combustion chamber, and as you can see, I hope it goes through here, up into a big loop, down, and then into the exhaust out the side of the boat here. That's the hole you drill in the side of your boat. Yeah, you know how you feel about that. I can still get to my stopcocks here. These aren't below sea level, these are above sea level, so they're not overly important, but I still exercise them on a regular basis. That was just for the cockpit, and that one there is for the sink, I believe, in the bathroom. And that's it. The wiring, that there is the diesel pump, so you run the diesel pipe, goes all the way around into there. So you have to drill a hole in your diesel tank here and put this in. It sort of hooks in and then tightens up that way, so the seal goes on the outside, not the inside. But it means you don't have to get inside your tank to do it. You can do it quite easily from the outside. Very clever design, I think. If you're not DIY minded, don't touch it, don't do it. Get the professionals in, pay the £500, £600 what they're going to charge you to get it fitted. If you're quite handy, or you've got an idea what you're doing, then give it a go. It's not rocket science. There is a massive wiring loom. I don't think you can see that, but it's up there. It's miles long. I didn't need all that length. I just tucked it up there. But basically, once you roll it out, and you can see where it goes. There's the cable for the pump. There's a cable for the heater. There's a cable then that goes through to obviously get the electric to it, and another cable that goes to the controller. And that's it. It's not rocket science. I didn't video very much of me doing it because I concentrated on not drilling holes in the wrong places. I didn't want to do any structural damage or anything like that, so I've been quite thoughtful on that. So, but what I'll do is I'll now show you where all the tubes run and how I've placed them for a M.O.A 34. So that there is the straight out of the heating system and straight into the saloon, and that is quite a big pipe. So you've got to drill holes in your boat that size. You know, I think that's what's that. It's got to be a good 4 inches, maybe a bit more in diameter, and that just comes straight through. And then, like I said, that one there is your intake for your heating system. It runs through there, comes out there, and yeah. So it all runs through the engine bay, nice and neat. The other one runs through under into the aft cabin. So that one there is the one that runs into the saloon, and it's in direct line with the V-berth. And then there's one there for the bathroom head. So yeah, so that's it. So that's the heating system. Be careful when you buy a heating system that you're going to fit yourself. Make sure you know where you're going to run it, and don't go digging into structural bits of hull to make this fit, because all you're going to do is wreck your boat. I'm very pleased with the system I fitted. Dispatcher instructions are very clear, very easy to follow. I actually laid it all out, so I knew which bit went where and how I was going to run it, and I read lots of the instructions right the way through a couple of times. It's a lot of money to mess about with if you get it wrong, but again, they did say any problems. The main guy, I've forgotten his name now, I will tell you his name later. He actually, I had him on email, but he said if I had any problems he'd come out and go through it with me. So that was really good of him, you know. And yeah, they were on the end of the phone if I needed it. But to be honest, once you get into it, once you've drilled your first hole and you've got over that stigma, it was a day of hard work, but I did it in a day. I had heating on that night in the boat, and it was just after Christmas, so it was well liked. By the end of the second day, Jules was down here and sleeping on board with a heater and that lot, and she absolutely loves it. So yeah, the heating system's brilliant. I've put it on tick over for, well, I've been away for 5 weeks, and to be honest, I had it so if there was any bad weather, it would stop the boat from freezing up and stop damp getting in and that lot. And I've used quite a bit of fuel, to be honest. I've probably used 1/4 of a tank. I've used 35 litres in 5 weeks for the heating system. So that's, what's that, £30 to keep my boat dry. I don't think that's too much to ask. It was really noticeable when I went in that I only had it on set for like 5-6 degrees. So obviously it wasn't on often. But we have had some horrific weather in the last 5 weeks with snow and freezing temperatures and stuff. So yeah, the boat was really good. I've got some dehumidifying blocks and things in there, and from Unibond. I've got 2 of them, and they were like half full, so that took the moisture out of the air as well. So yeah, there's no mold, there's no damp, and it's a nice dry environment, so I'm very pleased. So yeah, anyway, enough of that, back to this. My Happy Tent's doing well as well. That's been up in all this bad weather, and obviously I've not been here to maintain it. I've been away for 5 weeks, and with all the bad weather and the heavy snow and everything, I expected to come back to it being pretty much destroyed. Not a mark on it. It's in really good condition. I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. and it makes being in here doing this a pleasant place. I've actually took my jumper off. I had a jumper on earlier, but it was too hot. Once the sun gets out, this is a nice little greenhouse. This is where it gets difficult because I want to get one more in here. I've messed myself up now. There we go. No. See, that's the wrong side. So undo that a minute. That's where I've gone wrong. Need that side of there. Right. Now I put that in there like that. Scrapyard, believe it or not. These cheap moorings for a reason. All the scrap comes, and then there's big barges come and collect it and take it somewhere abroad, I think. So I'm halfway there on from this side now, as you can see. So I'm now gonna start running it around this side. Like that. And what I'll do is I'll get 4 or 5 runs on that like that, and then I'll squidge it back on itself and it'll tighten up nicely on it. So that's the finished wheel. I got a bit carried away and forgot to video the last bit. This here is called a Turkish Knot, and I've gone over 3 times, so it's basically a plait, an endless plait, just goes round and round and round, and I've done it 3 times, so you can see there's like 1, 2, 3 lines there. I'm wondering if I should have done it in a different colour, but I'm sure you'll feel it when you get to it, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. I might run a red through it or a white through it or something, just to make it a little bit more visual. But on the whole, quite pleased with the whole wheel. It's very good. Can't turn it very well. I think the rudder's in the mud. The tide's gone out. But yeah, happy with that. Find something else to do now. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying what you see, and for more up-to-date stuff, check us out on Facebook.